Hi everyone. So it's a celebration time for all of us, not just because it's a Friday night, but because the FMGE results, the MCI screening test results are out, and all the bachas have done so well in this exam. The pass percentage for this year FMG has been really good. It's 38 to 39%. And I am here not only to congratulate all those who've cleared this exam, but I am here with a very, very special person. She's Dr. Jashima. Welcome, Dr. Jashima.
Hi, ma'am.
So, Dr. Jashima, she's special because she's not only cleared her FMG in the first go, but her score is 240. That's amazing, Dr. Jashima. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Jashima, I mean, seeing you, it doesn't appear as if the exam results are out and you've cleared this exam so well. I mean, you are taking it in such a nice manner, in such a modest manner. So, were you expecting this high score?
No, I wasn't expecting this. Even I wasn't available when the results were out. I was outside. When I came home, my mom suddenly said, "You passed with 240 score," and I was like, "Are you joking? The results are gonna be on February 10th," and
Yeah.
I'm really shocked, and I was really surprised.
Okay, so this is
And
your shock reaction which is going on
yeah,
just now.
that's it. Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
now
I was
I.
just shocked and okay. And my family were like, they were already, they were super confident on me. They were saying that I'm gonna score like around 240, 250. I'm gonna be the topper. But I was just expecting pass scores. Uh, they just trusted
Jeshma,
on me.
I'll just take this a little slowly. So, your family was expecting that you are going to get a score of 240 to 50, right?
Yes.
So, how was your family expecting such a high score? How did your exam go?
My exam, my first paper was really easy. I was like jumping in happiness. Like it's very easy. I can answer everything. There was not a single question that I didn't know. It's all because I prepared really well, I think. And in the second paper, people were saying it's very tough, but
Yeah.
when I came and recollected all the questions, it wasn't that tough. It was just challenging, and if you practice few questions, you can really ace it. It's not that tough, and the exam was smooth.
Yes, that is what is important. That the second paper was not tough, it was tricky, it was challenging. And like you rightly said, if you
Yes,
have done ample amount of practice of your MCQs and your concepts are strong, then you can ace the
yes,
exam, you sail through it very
yes,
smoothly. So here
yes,
I come
ma'am.
to the point where I would like to know from you that how were your concepts so strong? What was your primary source of preparation?
I started using Marrow from my final year, and I
Okay,
started from the clinical subjects because I find that I am a bit strong in my preclinical subjects. So I
okay,
started doing my clinicals. All the clinicals, like especially I was doing good on surgery and ops gynae, and it's all because I wasn't even aware which subject is very important because
okay.
it's my first attempt. So my brother guided me on how to go with the exam, what are the important subjects. So I started doing surgery and ops gynae like in a very detailed manner. I spent a lot of time on these subjects and the
Krishna, this,
rest.
when you are saying you started spending a lot of time on these subjects, so this
Yes,
was in your final year that you started
finally.
spending lot of time on these subjects. Now, by lot of
Yes.
time on these subjects, what do you mean? Were you watching Marrow videos and making notes, or were you? I mean, did you watch all the videos of surgery, OBGY, and medicine, or were you being selective?
No, no. I watched every video and I wasn't making notes. I bought the written notes and I
Okay.
used highlighters and I written the left out notes on the space available. And
Right.
I didn't skip even a single video because I never thought that this is not important. This is important, and I actually gave equal weightage to everything. So that's the thing, I guess. Even a single thing that I read somewhere that really helped me in the exam,
Okay.
I never left a single thing.
Okay. So, Dr. Jashima, like how much time? See, because when you are doing your undergraduate, in your undergraduate, first tell me from where have you done your undergraduation?
So I did my, I'm a 2017 batch from
Okay.
Southern Medical University, Guangzhou, China. So
Okay.
due to the COVID, we people were in home, like we can't get back to our universities. So that's when I thought that we should not waste much time since we don't have that, we don't have to go to the classes, no need to attend the classes. We just have to attend the online lectures. So
Okay.
after my online lectures are done, I used to watch Marrow, like
So,
for
how much
4 to
time were your online lectures? Like, from what time to
yeah.
what time you having your online lectures?
Actually, my classes usually start from 5:30 in the morning,
Okay. From
according to
30
Indian
in the
time.
morning.
Yeah, yes. So it used to get done by 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So I just have some time with my family in the evening, and I start preparing after 6 p.m. And I
Okay.
study for 4 to 5 hours, just the videos and the notes. And that's it. That's how it went. And I wasn't like forcing myself to do this many videos today, this many tomorrow. I was just going with the flow. Like slowly, I was taking everything slowly.
Okay, so here I would like you to tell me a little bit in detail because so many students they might have also done the same thing, but they may not have done it in the correct manner like what you did. So, where like there are some topics which are being taught to you in your online lectures, right? So, were those the topics which you picked up in the evening, or were there some different topics which you picked up in the evening, random topics in the evening?
No, ma'am. I was doing everything in order. The lectures used to be some other subject, but if I study the same subject the same day, it's going to be boring. So I thought just mixing up the subjects will make me more interesting. So I thought studying take let's take some obs gynae today, let's take surgery today. I just randomly pick subjects and I do the notes.
How much time did it take you to go through once all the clinical subjects of Marrow,
It took me around 3 to 4 months to complete all the clinical subjects. 3 to 4 months, like
including
in
the
a
short
very
subjects?
slow pace, including the
Including
short
the short.
subjects.
Great. So that's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
much in 3 to 4 months' time. Giving 4 to 5 hours in a day, you were able to manage through all clinical subjects, watching of videos and making your notes in terms of the printed notes, reading them and making them in your style, putting them in your
Yes, ma'am.
style rather.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you were in your final year, because you didn't have postings, clinical postings, did
Yes, ma'am.
Marrow,
Exactly.
the clinical subjects which you did from Marrow, did it help you in building your clinical concepts as well?
Exactly,
That
ma'am. Exactly. I what to say, like I started studying from Marrow. Then I used to attend the lectures from my university, but then I actually get a detailed like the videos which are posted by Sakshi ma'am, like for surgery, Rohan sir, and for ENT. And these videos, there are like practicals. They are giving like demonstrations and all. They really help me, like I can visualize everything. I don't really have to attend a clinical posting. I felt like I'm attending a clinical posting. I felt like I'm seeing how the surgery is done. So it was really easy for me. Like I can analyze everything on my mind just by the reading all these, watching all these videos. It was really helpful.
great. So here only I'll then ask you, Jeshima. Who were your favorite faculties here at Marrow? You can name one or more.
Yeah, I have a few faculties, I should say. I should really thank also. Like I should thank you, ma'am, first because OBG was my the strongest subject. I would also say the people who are preparing for FMG so start from OBG because this is the subject which has life in it, I would say, which like enhances, it will boost you. Like I was really happy with it because whenever I study OBG, I'm really satisfied. The day ends with OBG, I would say, either by solving MCQs or watching a video or revision video. I always loved watching OBG.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
also I
But I
should thank.
am not because I am teaching OBGY.
Hmm,
OBGY
yes,
for all the foreign medical graduate students. It's a very scoring subject because
yes, ma'am.
it is one subject where you are going to get 35, 30, 35 questions, and the questions are, they are, even though if they are clinical, they are very straightforward questions and very scoring questions. If you've done OBGY properly, out of
Okay.
35 questions, definitely you will be able to solve 30, 32 questions without making an error, any error. So I
Yes,
feel,
ma'am.
I mean, from,
Certainly.
no matter from where you are studying OBGY, but OBGY
Hmm.
for all FMG students is very scoring.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's
But
why,
other than
that's what
that,
my brother also said.
Acha, you are so
So
many
he
times saying
actually guided me.
that. So is your brother a medico?
Yes, ma'am. He's also an FMG. He also passed like few years back. So he actually guided me like these are the important subjects you should study. So I blindly believed in him. I blindly started studying OBGY
Okay.
and
I'll
surgery.
just talk to you here again. I am interrupting you. Since he told you that these are the important subjects, now you tell what advice your brother gave you to the aspiring MCI screening test students, that what are the subjects which your brother told and you were like, you listened to him and now you are here. In first go you have attained 240 marks. So what was the advice
Yeah,
which he had given?
he told me that I should spend more time on the clinical subjects, especially
Okay.
OBGY, surgery, and ENT, pediatrics,
Right.
ophthalmology, all the image-based questions and the previous year questions. These are the advice he gave me. Like on orthopedics and radiology, I spent like a lot of time on like analyzing, like looking at the pictures of radiology, all the radiographic images. I used to spend a lot of time because he used to tell me like the images are very important in the upcoming exams. So I spend more time on the image-based questions on and previous year questions, ma'am.
That's a very sound advice which was given by him. Okay, so we were talking about your favorite faculties here at Marrow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I should also thank Rohan sir because his surgeries, I would say that the videos he posted on like how to do whatever the surgeries or the whatever the parts which are present here and there, the diagrams and everything really helped me. I can even in the exam I can visualize the pictures, like this is how it was done. These are the, I can even take out the important points from the questions. Like I can pick the highlighted points. Like I can only see, I can't see the entire paragraph of a question. I can just see the highlighted points in a question.
I like
That's how the, yeah, that's how Rohan sir's PYQs, like the MCQ discussion videos really helped me. And I should also thank for orthopedics, Abbas Ali sir. And I loved orthopedics because I wasn't really good at anatomy and all. But orthopedics, I naturally grown that love for orthopedics only after sir's teaching. And ENT, I should really, really thank ma'am for that because it's amazing one. I should say I love ENT. I would say every day I used to talk to people like ENT, ENT, ENT. The way she teaches is like Um, she it's like I'm talking to her, I'm having a direct conversation with ma'am. So it's like a very interactive session, I should say. ENT is a very interactive class.
Yes.
She used to ask, "Are you listening? Can you get it?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I can get it." I'm like
Whatever
more
you said
interactive.
about Dr. Rohan, Dr. Abbas, Dr. Manisha, I also feel the same as far as surgery is concerned. One subject where you actually need to refer to a lot of books. And what Dr. Rohan has done is he has taken extracts from all the books and he's made surgery so crisp that I just wish someone could teach surgery the way Dr. Rohan teaches back when I was an undergraduate student. So, and not only this, the way he's taught how surgeries are done, that's amazing. And about Dr. Abbas, I'll add to that that apart from his orthopedic knowledge, the anatomy integration which he takes up with orthopedics, the way he motivates students, that is
Exactly.
something so
Yeah.
wonderful. His teachings and his motivations. So both of them, a student, as a student, you can literally fall in love with not only orthopedics, but you can literally fall in love with Dr. Abbas.
Exactly.
And Dr. Manisha, I mean, she is one of the finest faculties we have in the entire nation for ENT. Her
Yes,
teachings
very.
are very, like you said, they are so interactive. So, yes, they are my favorite faculties at Marrow here too.
Actually, one should finish the clinical subjects first, and only if they are confident with the clinical subjects, they should go to the preclinical subjects. I always advise the upcoming FMGs to do the clinical subjects, which are the high yielding subjects. But that doesn't mean that you should leave any subject because
Yeah,
we didn't have any much questions in that. You should also focus on, you should give equal importance. There is nothing that this is a less important subjects. You can leave all the smaller subjects like the five subjects we have. I would say you should put more time on the smaller subjects, because you're gonna get sure 5 to 6 questions from them. So it's gonna boost up your
exactly.
scores. So I
Exactly. This is what has to be what has to be followed, that you are not going to leave any subject. That's the biggest
yes,
mistake which many FMG students do. They leave a subject, so you shouldn't be leaving any subject. Even if you are focusing more on clinical subjects, that doesn't mean that you are not going to get questions from preclinical or paraclinical. See, your basic
yes,
or your foundation of all the clinical subjects is preclinical and paraclinical subjects. In this exam, we saw the paper 2. Paper 2 was very challenging, and all those students who had their basics sound, they thought that
yes.
the paper was easy, and we've seen that they have cleared this exam. So for gradually the FMG exam is no more a single liner question exam. It's more of a clinical exam, but then your basics and your concepts need to be very clear.
Yes, ma'am. The second paper wasn't really tough, I would say, because the second paper there were a lengthy questions, so people tend to get panic when they get a paragraph as a question. But by looking into the MCQ videos of Marrow, I really learned that habit of picking the important words in the paragraph. So that really helped. That really helped in
Great.
getting into an answer. Like straight away, I didn't even look into the options. I was 100% sure that this is the answer, and I felt like I'm not actually solving a question. I thought that I'm treating a patient. So this patient has come to me. What is the diagnosis? So what is the treatment? So I just felt like that. So it wasn't that difficult if you have done your clinicals. If you have done your clinicals properly, like not taking any shortcuts. There is no
Yeah,
shortcuts for success, I
that is
think.
yes. Okay, so Jeshma, tell me, were you giving GTs, and how consistent were you giving? Were you in giving GTs?
Actually, I should say GTs really helped me to be in the position where I am right now. Because whenever I feel low, whenever I feel like okay, it's boring to study, it's boring to sit for long hours to study, I used to take a GT. I used to give, and whenever I score like around, I started giving Marrow GTs from I think July. So
Okay.
it actually boosted me. I used to get about 200 all the time. And I was like, why the question? Why I used to think that the paper is very easy, that I can easily solve, and everyone can also do it. I thought that everyone can solve it. Everyone can score about 200. It's not just me. So I started giving NEET PG GTs. So to just check my knowledge, how challenging NEET PG GTs are. So it wasn't really tough. I used to score around 530 and 550 in that.
Good.
And so I was
So
like, okay, my preparation is
how often were you giving your GTs?
at least weekly once or 2 week once. In the beginning, I used to give 2 weeks. I used to give myself 2 weeks. Even if I have done all the subjects or not, it doesn't matter. I never think that I haven't done this subject. I never even revised a single subject before giving a GT. I just simply sit in front of my computer. I just give a GT, and I'm like, I can solve everything. I would say there is not a single question that I'm not familiar with, because
Yes.
every GTs I used to take some time to. Huh?
I'm saying that's how it should be. What you said over here, that whenever you felt stressed or whenever you felt low, you gave GTs. And it's the other
Yes,
way
ma'am.
around for so many other students. They feel stressed when they give GTs.
Actually, I would say everyone should just focus on giving GTs. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Actually, giving GTs will just boost up your confidence. It's like actually sitting in front of your computer on the real exam. It just made, even during the final exam that I gave, I just felt like I'm giving another mock, because I gave
Yes.
around 20 mocks. I would say, to my surprise, I gave around 20 mocks totally. I was just expecting that I should just give 3 mocks before the exam, but I actually, surprisingly, I gave 20 mocks totally.
Very
And
nice.
when, when I started, my GT score was only 150. That's my initial score. And it gradually, without even studying anything, I just started building my concepts. And later on, my GT scores automatically they started increasing. And surprisingly, even I scored around 278 to 18 my GTs sometimes. And I was like, the paper was very easy. Every time I used to say the paper was easy, the paper was easy.
So now I
And
understand from where your parents and your siblings got confidence that Jeshima definitely she's going to get around 240, 250, because that is how you were scoring in your mock tests. If I ask you that, God forbid, you wouldn't have cleared this exam, so what would your strategy have been for the June FMG exam? How would you have prepared for the upcoming June 2023 exam?
yes, I would say that you should not go and again start cramming stuffs right now. You should not cram stuffs,
Hmm.
or you should be stressed right now. You just take some GT right now. Start initially, you should start with a GT. I would say whenever we start a preparation, I should say like you should give a GT. Just check your level where you are right now. What are the weak subjects where you have to study more? Because people used to leave preclinical subjects, they think it's less important, and they don't even try to attempt any questions. That's the place where they fail. I
Yes.
say that you should attempt as many questions. People are very afraid to even take a subject to study like biochem, pharmacology, like physiology. People has a mindset that questions are really less in these exams. I would say in this exam, I saw many questions from pathology and pharmacology. So, if you are very confident in these preclinical subjects, you can crack anything. You can crack any exam if your basics and
Basically,
concepts are
you
really
mean
clear.
you want to stress that all those who have not cleared their uh, December 2022 exam, and if you are preparing for June 2023, number one, you should give a GT ASAP to know where you are standing when you are starting your preparation. And number
Eh,
two, you should, if you were not
Yes,
good
ma'am.
in your preclinical subjects, now you should pay a little more attention to your preclinical subjects, because clinical subjects is something, just revising clinical again and again is not going to help you, right? Dr. Jeshma, any advice to the students who are in their final year and would be giving their FMG exams later?
Yes, ma'am. I would say that don't get panicked and don't think that the time is you don't have enough time to prepare for the exam. Which if I can do it, I can even do it like in 3 to 6 months. I would say just few months of proper practice and proper knowledge, you can crack any exam. I would say you just have to have a really good basic and concept should be very clear. If your concepts are and the basics are really clear, you don't have to study it again and again, because if you have to study something again, you have to invest more time on it, and that's gonna take your day because you have to put some time for the other subjects also. So what I would say that read once and get it done. Like do the Q banks and just go for the exam. Like you just do the revisions. Don't go and study from the first again and again. I would say that first do the clinicals, and once you're done, once you're okay with it, then start the preclinicals. Like put more weight on the pathology, pharmacology, and then I'm not saying that you should skip some subjects. Don't think that the subject is less important. Sometimes the questions which are from these subjects going to be easy, which
Right.
you think
So,
that you're gonna leave the subject, they are going to be easy.
So you mean to say that all the final year students, when you are in your final year, number one, complete all your final year subjects. Final year subjects are important, but they are not volatile. So if you do your final year subjects properly during
Yes,
your undergraduation time, then during your internship, you will not have, or when you are preparing for your FMG exam, you won't have to revise them again and again. So that is going to save time for you to prepare to revise your
yes,
preclinical and paraclinical subjects. That is, I think, what you are trying to convey,
preclinical. Yes,
right?
yes, ma'am,
Great.
exactly.
Okay, so Dr.
Yes.
Jeshma, before I conclude this interview, tell me, what are your future plans?
Yes, I'm not done with my internship yet, so I'm planning
Okay.
to get back to my university and I'll be done with my internship, and then I'm planning to give my NEET PG exam. So, which is also it's quite challenging, but I feel that I can do it, and
That's the
I'm
spirit
planning
which
to
every,
take surgery as
wow,
is, and
wonderful.
everyone should have it. I think that everyone can do it. If I can do it, I didn't do anything extraordinary. I just do, even I did less, I would say. I didn't do any extraordinary stuffs. I did very less, but I focused more on it. Like I repeated the same stuff which I studied. I didn't study extra. I just studied less and I revised it multiple times, which had a good memory, which created a good memory, and which I can easily recall anything. I can even say in which page I have studied this. I can even take any random book, I can even find that thing, because once I would say that once you study, you just focus on it, focus on studying. So
That's
even
important. While you
yes,
are studying, you be very attentive, you should be very focused. And
Yes.
on one side, you are saying that you didn't study extra, but so many students
Yes.
feel, see, you studied your clinical subjects from Marrow, and it is in quite
Yes.
contrast, quite contradict that many students feel that Marrow itself is extra. So, what do you think?
No, I won't say that, ma'am. Actually, the clinical subjects, we need this many knowledge. I guess you need this detailed lectures. You can't just cram some stuffs, especially the clinical subjects. You can't just
Yes.
cram for this and for the, you can't cram that these are the diagnostic stuffs and these are the treatment because it varies for person to person. So I think that narrow stuff is very enough to give this exam. It's not extra, and this is enough. Because once you're done the Marrow videos, like all this clinical subjects, you will gain that confidence that you can give any exam. It's going to be easy for you. So I'm just suggesting the people who are going to appear for the upcoming exams to at least go through all the videos, like gain the knowledge. Don't just try to cram stuffs. Don't just think that you're going to appear for the exam. Just think that you're studying as a doctor, you're going to treat the patients. So it's going to be helpful in your
Yes,
life,
that's what
not just
matters.
try.
Yes, that
Yes.
is what matters.
So,
Ultimately, you are attaining knowledge to treat a patient, not to clear the exam,
yes, ma'am.
right? But
Many
by,
people,
by
yes,
studying properly, by building your concepts, you attain both the goals simultaneously. You clear your exam also, and then you are ready to treat your patient as well.
exactly.
So it was wonderful talking to you, Jeshma. I wish you all the best for a very bright future ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care.
And one last advice I want to give my students, ma'am. Like, I want to tell them that don't get more stressed that you're going to give the exam. Don't just skip any family events. People used to say that you should skip your family time. Don't just do that. It's gonna make you more stressful that you are sacrificing something to attain something bigger. So I think that you should have some own time and also your family time. And apart from that, you can spend some time for your studies. Studies is also a part of our life, but it's not our life itself. People are
It's
like
the
when they fail,
balance. Yes. So
yes,
you have to strike that right balance between your
yes,
family time, between your
family,
study time. And that
yes, ma'am,
varies from person to person, Jishma. As a person, you might feel that this much time you can devote to studies, and whatever extra hours you have, you are devoting it to your families. For some other person, it might be some other proportion. But what you said is very right, that it is the this family time which will help you in de-stressing yourself, and family members are the best motivators. Don't look for any motivation
exactly,
outside.
exactly, yes.
Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Jeshma. Thank you for this beautiful advice at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.